Potato.
This afternoon, free childcare, the government's commitment to help working Australian families. The Adelaide airport coronavirus cluster continues to worsen as 2 chemist workers test positive. Adelaide's coronavirus hotspots is your council area on the list. The upgrade of a major emergency department fast-tracked to help manage the crisis, and the call for workers, the companies hiring now.
This is 7 News Adelaide with Rosanna Mangiarelli.
Good afternoon. Childcare will now be free for parents who continue working during the coronavirus pandemic, with the federal government outlining a plan to keep centres running. Almost 13,000 centres will get financial support as the Attorney-General outlines further changes to workplace laws. Tim Lester reports from Canberra.
Yet another policy announcement from the Morrison government, unthinkable until just a couple of weeks ago. Free childcare, it says, for approximately 1 million Australian families. It will begin on April 6th, this Sunday, and will extend at least 3 months. Cost for that period, $1.6 billion. And the government says it will consider an extension at that time. 13,000 childcare and early learning centres will receive a government payment roughly equal to 50% of what they were earning before the exodus of children as the lockdown for coronavirus began. The government says this will solve 2 problems. It will keep Australian childcare centres open and busy in the months ahead, and it will also provide care for workers who perform essential services and jobs in our community. Indeed, the government is now prodding families who've taken their children out of childcare centres in recent weeks to go back and reapply for free childcare under this new system beginning Sunday.
And we'll be putting in place support arrangements to the childcare facilities, some 13,000 of them, to ensure that they'll be able to remain open and be there for those parents to ensure that they can do what they need to do each day.
You do not have the worry and the concern about trying to look for new care for your children.
As well, the government is applauding profound industrial relations changes likely to alter about 103 awards of particular importance to hospitality workers and others. About 2 million workers in the Australian economy will be given new flexibility to work between roles and also to take holidays that are cheaper for their employers and more flexible for them. The Attorney-General saying today these new changes will save tens of thousands of jobs.
The coronavirus outbreak at Adelaide Airport has worsened, with 17 cases now confirmed. Live to Andrea Nicholas. And Andrea, health authorities have just given an update.
That's right, Rosanna, and the Chief Medical Officer is very concerned. This worrying cluster at the airport is continuing to grow, with 4 new cases overnight, 1 more baggage handler and 3 secondary cases. It has authorities stressing to anyone who's visited the airport in the past 14 days and is showing symptoms to self-isolate immediately and to get in touch for a test. These are among 18 new cases overnight, including a student from Henley High. That school's been shut down immediately and is undergoing forensic cleaning right as we speak. Now, 2 chemist workers are also among the state's positive cases, one from Discount Chemist Outlet at the Brickworks, the other from National Pharmacies at Findon. That worker's been linked to the Adelaide Airport cluster. 15 of their colleagues are in isolation and are waiting to be tested. National Pharmacies says the store's been forensically cleaned and that members have been notified by email. But this morning, many customers were distressed. They weren't told about the case as they walked through the door.
Of course I'm aware. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I didn't come here.
Should have been actually on the door before you even walked in.
The store has been cleaned. It is pristine. It's probably cleaner than any other supermarket that you go in because it's been forensically cleaned. We've got all new staff members from other stores in there.
She says there's no risk to customers entering the store, but Rosanna, it's a nervous time. We've just learned there are now 7 people in ICU, including 5 who are fighting for their lives.
Thank you, Andrea. As the COVID crisis rapidly unfolds, tricky expansion work is being fast-tracked at Flinders Medical Centre. Authorities are adamant it's safe to have contractors, patients and medicos all in the one location. Mike Smithson explains.
No one in the south would argue that FMC's emergency department needs some major resuscitation. The $45.7 million revamp was due to start in August, but the government wants to get cracking now to be ready for a possible COVID-19 avalanche and improve the chances of saving lives.
We need this to be done as quickly as possible so that we have maximum ED capacity.
Those in charge say patients, medicos and building contractors are at less risk now than under the later time frame.
I don't think that there's any risk at all there. In fact, I think it's just going to improve the safety of our patients.
There will be new treatment spaces, extended care beds and dozens of new doctors, specialists and nurses. Bringing it forward comes at a financial cost to the taxpayer, but it's claimed that money will be well spent.
My understanding is this is going to cost the taxpayers an additional $2.7 million to bring forward. But this is a really important, if you like, insurance policy for South Australia.
And Labor wants frontline COVID-19 victims, including supermarket staff, covered by work cover if they fall sick on the job from the virus.
They deserve our assistance and our protection, particularly when they're putting themselves in harm's way.
Knowing that if I get sick, that I've got that support, that's amazing. And I know that there's a lot of other people that I work with where I know that would be a massive support for us.
The government says the proposal does have merit, but it still needs to pass Parliament.
A Mitcham chemist has started taking customers' temperatures at the door after the area was named South Australia's coronavirus hotbed. Let's go live to Elspeth Hussey, and residents there are on high alert.
They are, Rosanna. These new statistics have certainly got people's attention, and new safety measures have already been put in place here at Mitcham. At the local shopping centre, if you try to visit the chemist, you can no longer enter now unless you have your temperature taken. And this is why they're calling it a heat map, and it shows where our coronavirus cases are. And as you can see, the Mitcham Council area is the unenviable leader with 30 to 34 cases. Charles Sturt and Marion aren't far behind, recording up to 29. No Metropolitan Council is immune, with cases right across the board. It's important to point out this map shows where coronavirus cases are living now, not where they contracted it, but still many here are fairly nervous.
Overwhelmingly a good response. People are expecting shops, I think, to take the responsibility, because it seems that individuals still aren't quite getting the message.
Well, of course we're alarmed about it. It's just going to make us more diligent, I think, when we come shopping.
When I come down here, there's not many people, so that's a good thing. Everyone's trying, I guess.
I'll keep my distance from other people. I'm not coughing and spluttering over anybody.
Now, it's believed overseas travel's having a big impact on these numbers. Interstate to wealthier suburbs are recording higher infection rates because of the rate of overseas travel. The same is thought to be true for Mitcham. The Barossa is another hotspot after those clusters of Swiss and American tourists. So the Health Minister is really pleading with South Australians to please stay away from the Barossa this Easter. Back to you.
Thank you, Elle. At a time when every dollar counts, petrol prices are the cheapest they've been in well over a decade, but motorists are being warned some retailers are still driving a hard bargain at the Bowser.
At a Clemsick service station, unleaded selling for $1.19.9 a litre, but just across the road, it's less than 80 cents. Petrol price wars raging right across the suburbs. In Adelaide's inner south, motorists are coughing up 40 cents extra at major retailers compared to independent outlets.
A lot better. Much happier with that pricing.
Hardly use the car at the moment, so I expect to have a full tank for months and months.
Oil prices have fallen substantially in the past 6 weeks as a result of the coronavirus outbreak. The wholesale price of fuel is just 84 cents a litre, but many drivers still aren't seeing much relief at the pump.
We're here to call that out, and people need to react by going to the cheapest place they see.
Regional motorists are being hit the hardest. From the Riverland to the Spencer Gulf, it's hard going finding fuel for under $1.20.
What we're saying to people is
no matter how much you're going to save, go to the next one for a cent or more, simply because it'll keep the competition going.
An ongoing battle at the Bowser, but one that could drive your dollar further. Lauren Rose, 7 News.
In good news for some couples undergoing fertility treatment, those who've already begun a cycle will be allowed to complete the IVF procedure after a state government backflip. It originally wanted to ban all non-essential procedures to free up beds.
That would be very welcome news for many families who are going through IVF.
But for couples wanting to start a new cycle, the ban remains. A team of doctors has been testing crew on board the Ruby Princess after the Home Affairs Minister accused cruise companies of lying about the health of their workers. As Miley Hogan reports, the medical staff have just arrived back.
Yes, they have, and they've brought with them another crew member showing signs of coronavirus. We saw the medical team unload that crew member and take them into an ambulance. The number of coronavirus cases in New South Wales that can be linked to the Ruby Princess is 340. The isolation period for that cruise ship did end today, and it comes as a standoff between the government and cruise operators escalates. The federal government today accusing them of lying about the health situation on board their ships. So today they have brought in independent doctors. They will go onto these ships and test crew members for signs of coronavirus. It's expected that if those ships are given the all clear, they should turn around.
If the crew is fit and healthy, then I have no hesitation in asking Minister Dutton or Border Force to enforce the orders to make them to leave our shores.
There are 8 ships off the coast of New South Wales with 8,500 crew members on board. It is unclear how many of them are unwell, but the Police Commissioner today was concerned that any percentage of those that were to fall ill could overwhelm our health system.
And Adelaide private schools paving the way for online learning. Scotch College was one of the first in the state to move classes online after a student tested positive to COVID-19 2 weeks ago. The transitions had its challenges, but the schools managed to maintain a 97% attendance rate.
They're exceptional at using the technology, and we were able to adapt really quickly to what the kids needed and what worked well and what didn't work well.
And today, Catholic Education SA announced it'll provide 3 months of fee relief to families impacted by the pandemic. Big banks are beginning to offer more support for customers during the crisis. The Commonwealth Bank is increasing loan assistance, offering one-time payments for customers deferring home loan repayments. Gemma Acton has more.
The Commonwealth Bank has today expanded its offer to customers opting to defer loan repayments for 6 months by saying that it will refund any capitalised interest earned during the period. While all of the major banks have offered home loan and business customers the option of pausing payments, for now the Commonwealth is the only major lender to say customers will not wear the additional interest cost.
It'll put on average about $45 back in the pocket of each of those customers who apply for that change.
CommBank has also cancelled late fees and interest earned during March for credit card customers who are unable to make their minimum repayments for the month. Over at Westpac, today Interim Chief Executive Peter King officially assumed the position on a permanent basis and said while the bank is providing assistance to all customers, demand has been unprecedented.
We've had over 100,000 consumers ask us for those packages. We're working through them and we will honour those packages. So please know if you can't get us straight away, we'll be honouring those packages. Shares
in the major banks struggled today on fears their dividends will be cut and profits will be hit as a result of the sharp economic contraction resulting from the coronavirus crisis.
Stay with us. Still to come on 7's Afternoon News, the intelligence report claiming China's lying about coronavirus infections. Message of hope, how Prince Charles is coping in isolation. A high-speed police chase comes to a crashing end in the United States. Families in lockdown rescued after flash flooding hits eastern Spain. And later, the Australian scientists now testing a virus vaccine on animals.
I would love to see Queensland represented by someone who can actually win.
In 4 days, do these Queenslanders have what it takes to become House Rules champions? Television's most inspiring home reveals.
I shall be moving in.
House Rules High Stakes starts Monday at 7 on 7.
It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on. We're for ensuring you stay connected to all the facts and advice you need to help you and your family through this challenging time. So we're giving you access to the Advertiser online for free. Our 4-week free digital offer gives you breaking news and information on health, finances, and how to live in isolation. Search the Advertiser offer. When it matters most, we're for you.
Huddling at home? Try Domino's new Chicken Parmesan Deep Pan with 22 succulent chicken pieces and crispy rasher bacon from just $15 delivered. Order now with total peace of mind thanks to zero contact delivery from Domino's.
My journey began here. Dad taught me the value of hard work, and Mum taught me to back myself. Those lessons followed me into business. There've been challenges, but success only comes when you find a direction you believe in. I took control of my journey, and I know others can too.
The Allington's new season range is out now. For a limited time, enjoy 20% off new season styles from the best in country and western wear. Save on selected rugbies, jackets, shirts and vests, all 20% off. Shop in store and online, allingtons.com.au.
Grinding coffee? Good. Grinding these? Bad. Step 1 underwear. These locker panels? Stop chafing. Organic bamboo? Good. These are new. Coffee beans! Get them online at step1.life.
Learn the art of quilting with Peter Rabbit. Bring the world of Beatrix Potter into your home. Issue by issue, get everything you need to sew this classic Peter Rabbit quilt. See your skills grow as you sew a beautiful quilt to treasure forever. Peter Rabbit Quilt, issue 1 out now.
Have you considered moving to an affordable country lifestyle estate? Halfway between Melbourne and Adelaide, with fresh country air and no traffic jams, Woodlands Grove and Hallmont Estate have got it all. Resort-style facilities without the high price tag and no hidden costs. Starting at just $200,000. Woodlands Grove and Hallmont Estate now have 450 homes to choose from. Isn't it time to live stress-free?
So call us today to find out how easy making the move can be.
The King Living sale is on now. The biggest online sale event featuring the best in Australian furniture design. So why buy ordinary furniture when you can stay home with King Furniture? The King Living sale online on now.
It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, so we're giving you access to the Advertiser online for free. Search the Advertiser offer for your 4-week free digital offer. When it matters most, we're for you.
A classified US intelligence report has apparently concluded the coronavirus outbreak in China is much worse than officially reported by the government. It comes as Donald Trump considers more travel restrictions. Ashley Mullaney reports from Washington.
Good afternoon. President Trump has warned the nation to prepare for more horrific days as coronavirus continues to claim lives across America and more states go into lockdown. Florida's governor became the latest to enforce a statewide stay-at-home order, saying he believes the virus could have been spreading through Miami during the Super Bowl back in February. The governor issued the order after President Trump delivered the gravest projections yet from the White House, estimating between 100,000 and 240,000 lives could be lost to the virus in the US alone. Speaking from the White House today, the president said he has no plans to implement a national lockdown, but was considering domestic travel restrictions between areas with the highest infection rates.
I am looking at hotspots. I am looking where flights are going into hotspots. Closing up every single flight on every single airline, that's a very rough decision. But we are thinking about hotspots where you go from spot to spot, both hot.
The US now leads the world in the number of confirmed cases, with a predicted apex still 2 weeks away. But there are mounting questions about the figures released by China, with the US conceding it has no way to verify the number of cases or deaths. The Vice President saying Beijing should have been more transparent when it first learned of the disease.
What appears evident now is that
long before the world learned in December that China was dealing with this, and maybe as much as a month earlier than that the outbreak was real in China.
New York remains at the heart of the crisis, with the governor there warning more states will almost certainly follow suit.
Prince Charles has spoken of the strange and frustrating experience of self-isolation 1 week after announcing his coronavirus diagnosis. The UK's death toll has now surpassed 2,300. Hugh Whitfield is in London.
The Prince of Wales says he's now recovered from what he's described as a mild bout of coronavirus. The 71-year-old heir to the throne is still in lockdown at Burke Hall on the Balmoral estate, recording this message aimed at seniors but applicable to us all.
We are faced by a profoundly challenging situation, which we are only too aware threatens the livelihoods, businesses and welfare of millions of our fellow citizens. None of us can say when this will end.
The end does seem a long way off, especially here in Britain, where 563 people have lost their lives to coronavirus in the last 24 hours. Boris Johnson releasing a video message of his own, describing it as a sad, sad day. In Spain, a record daily death toll there too. 863 people have been killed by the virus in the last day. And in France, similar figures, 509, another record daily loss of life there too. All up, 30,000 people have lost their lives to coronavirus across Europe, and the peak in many of the countries, including here in the UK, is still yet to hit. It may seem insignificant compared to those rising daily death tolls, but Wimbledon, the world's most prestigious tennis tournament here in London, has now been cancelled for 2020. Organisers were looking at possibly postponing the tournament, as has happened with the French Open, but they know that the date due to start in July is simply too close considering the current climate. It's the first time since the Second World War that the championships have been cancelled.
Thank you, Hugh. There's been a dramatic end to a high-speed police chase in the United States. The pursuit reached speeds of up to 160 kilometres an hour before the driver lost control and crashed into a tree. Both the driver and the passenger were taken to hospital. They were wanted over a suspected carjacking. And parts of Spain have been hit by flash flooding. The overnight deluge led to the rescue of several families who were already doing it tough in lockdown. The region hasn't seen this much rain in more than 40 years. And now let's check in with Theo on what's coming up in sport. Theo.
Thanks, Rosanna. Well, some strong comments from Collingwood President Eddie Maguire has sparked debate about whether footy club members are entitled to refunds during the coronavirus shutdown. As we just saw, a blow for tennis fans. Predictably, Wimbledon has been cancelled. And Aussie pole vaulter Nina Kennedy finds a new way to gear up for the Tokyo Games now in 2021. Rosanna, those highlights and more coming up.
See you then. Thank you, Theo. Also ahead on 7's afternoon news, a former high-flying accountant jailed for stealing from his clients. The call to action, how retired doctors and nurses are helping in a time of need. The Adelaide company's desperate for workers. We tell you who's hiring. And could your favourite pastime be under a cloud?
As the day breaks, the news breaks right here.
Live to our reporters.
The team Australia trusts are on Sunrise.
Bread is a part of life, so why not make life poppier, crustier, pumpkinier, down to the very last crumb. Abbott's Village Bakery. Every bit better.
One of the best things we can all do to stop the spread of coronavirus is social distancing. This means avoiding close contact and crowded places whenever and wherever we can. Things like keeping 1.5 metres apart where possible, swapping a handshake for a wave, swapping face-to-face for FaceTime, swapping dining out for ordering in. Let's all play our part to stop the spread of coronavirus. For more information, visit stopthespread.sa.gov.au. This message brought to you by the Government of South Australia.
It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, so we're giving you access to the Advertiser online for free. Search the Advertiser offer for your 4-week free digital offer. When it matters most, we're for you.
Wish you had internet that didn't let you down? That doesn't leave you hanging and won't have you missing any of the action? Get Vodafone NBN with 4G backup. Plans start from just $65 a month. And with free express delivery, connect instantly once you receive it. Buy online today at vodafone.com.au. Ready?
Get 60 months interest-free now at Harvey Norman and receive a bonus gift card. The more you spend using interest-free, the greater the value of the bonus gift card, up to $300. Get what you need now with huge deals across computers, technology, home appliances and entertainment. Get 60 months interest-free and receive a bonus gift card. The more you spend using interest-free, the greater the value of the bonus gift card, up to $300. Hurry, shop in-store or online now at Harvey Norman.
That didn't take long, Coach. Quicker than you running a lap.
On the road, at home and on holidays, we'll keep you moving so you can focus on what matters most. RAA.
Keep on moving on. This is how legends are made.
The legendary Toyota Supra is back. Experience the exhilaration for yourself. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Newsflash! Attention pool builders, installers and purchasers. Stonecraft Imports have an exciting range of all new travertine, granite, bluestone and more for your coping and paving needs. Slip resistant, long lasting, on trend colours and finishes that never date. Stonecraft hand select, hand finish and custom cut. Even matching skimmer covers. Why use man-made imitations when all natural stone is similar in cost and lasts a lifetime? The Stone Age is back. Stonecraft Imports, open 6 days. The all natural specialists.
A former high-flying accountant and financial advisor has been jailed for 10 years for stealing more than $1 million from his clients. 61-year-old George Novak talked 16 retirees into investing their hard-earned money into property and developments. Instead, he pocketed the cash to fund a lavish lifestyle and to pay for a luxury car and mortgage on his Springfield mansion. The sentencing judge said his offending was systematic and sustained. He'll be eligible for parole in 6 years. An alleged drunk driver accused of killing 4 young children in a horror smash in Sydney is facing a string of new charges. It's alleged 29-year-old Samuel Davidson had taken a cocktail of drugs before the crash earlier this year. The new charges include being under the influence of drugs, dangerous driving and speeding more than 45 kilometres over the limit. Up to 40,000 retired doctors and nurses are being urged to return to work to help deal with the coronavirus crisis. Australia's health watchdog will also allow final year medical students to enter the hospital system early. Alex Hart has the details.
As with so many aspects of the COVID-19 response, this measure is unprecedented. The Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency has created a new pandemic sub-register to fast-track the return of retired health practitioners to the system. 40,000 of them, including doctors, nurses, midwives and pharmacists who've left the system within the past 3 years, will be automatically added for the next 12 months.
We're lucky to have such a group of recently retired health professionals to be able to call upon.
So our nurses are coming back in. Our existing nurses are seeking to increase their capacity.
No one will be compelled to return to work, and many of those re-registered will not be able to work due to their age and their own health considerations, especially the elderly. New South Wales Health is also working with universities to identify final year medical students who could boost the workforce under strict supervision in non-COVID-19 wards. That would free up other clinicians to deal with the crisis. In addition, the federal government has announced funding for intensive care online training and refresher courses to get up to 20,000 nurses qualified to work on the coronavirus front line.
It's a trying time for all of us right now, but for those out of work due to the COVID-19 crisis, it's even more stressful. As Elise Baker explains, there are still companies wanting to hire. You just have to look outside your field of expertise.
While it might not be the job you've got experience in, there are still plenty of opportunities out there for those currently out of work.
Just weeks ago, Amanda Timms was a customer service officer for a travel company. With the industry severely affected by the COVID-19 crisis, she's now on leave without pay. But with supermarkets booming, she's managed to find work at Drake's in their online shopping team.
I've mostly worked in travel my whole career, so it definitely probably wasn't on my radar, but I'm definitely glad it has come up.
And to be able to come straight over into the grocery market and pick it up like she'd been doing it for years, she's picked it up straight away, and she's been an absolute treat to work with.
Employment website Seek says while job ads are down, there are still many industries looking for new employees, in particular supermarkets, healthcare, cleaning and deliveries.
With restaurants being shut and takeaways and home deliveries have really picked up.
Aged care facilities are also looking to hire.
The aged care sector at large needs thousands and thousands of people.
The federal government today launched a new website that has an up-to-date list of businesses that are looking for employees and how to contact them. It's hoped it will keep as many Australians in work as possible.
Two of our most popular outdoor pastimes have been given the green light to continue, at least for the short term. Golf and fishing are two activities so far unaffected by coronavirus regulations, but that could change at any moment.
In an ever-changing world, a slice of normality. Many took advantage of a perfect autumn morning and hit the fairways for a round of golf.
It's a form of exercise. We're getting out in the fresh air. So long as we follow those isolation rules, there shouldn't be any drama, I don't think.
The state government agrees. Despite recommendations from the sport's governing body and shutdowns interstate, golf in South Australia will continue, at least for now.
You're only playing with your ball and your club.
At Grange Golf Club, every precaution is being taken to help prolong the sport's immediate future.
There's no scorecards, there's no rakes in bunkers, putting greens, you don't touch the pin.
But revenue is still down a whopping 60%. It's a hit Grange can afford to take, but sadly many smaller clubs may not be so lucky. If the sport is shut down completely here, the outcome could be disastrous.
They would be decimated, and I could see there would be no way back at all. It would be devastating for the golf industry.
Another popular outdoor activity that hasn't yet been affected by the coronavirus is recreational fishing. The state government says it's still perfectly legal to either go out on a boat or fish from a jetty, as long as you follow social distancing requirements.
It's imperative, I think, that you can get out and actually free your mind from all this, because it's hard. It's hard.
But the government insists people shouldn't be travelling too far to drop a line. Tim Yateman, 7 News.
And still to come on 7's afternoon news, we'll cross live to ComSec for the latest on your money. Also coming up, the next phase in vaccine development. Could human trials be close? And comedian Larry David's blunt advice for those not doing the right thing.
Missing the footy? You betcha. Well, 7 Mate has got you covered. We're opening up 7's Footy Vault to bring you the best matches of all time. Relive the biggest flashes, the biggest marks, and the biggest hairdos. Goodness gracious me! The best matches of all time every Friday and Saturday. What a finish! Which classic matches will be dusted off for 7's Footy Vault? Friday, 7:30 on 7 Mate.
Today we'll be offering... They're gone. What do you mean they're gone? The snacks. They're gone. Missing. Well, they have to be here somewhere. They're not here. They can't just get up and walk away.
All right. Only 13 more hours to go.
New M&M's Mint. In stores now.
Instant Security Doors and Screens do it all. Build and install brand new doors and screens, keeping you and your family safe. And best of all, they come to you with their mobile workshop. Experience the difference in an instant. Visit securitydoors.com.au.
Out there in the universe, stars are born every day. Closer to home in Cobden, Western Victoria, a star is born every second. For over 93 years, our people have put their passion and dedication into creating something bright and brilliant. Not just butter, but a star. Western Star. More than butter.
Because sometimes it's more than just growing pains. Bupa offers an online program to help you manage your mental well-being. Bupa, because life happens. Call today
At Spotlight, life's what you make it. With 40% off all cushions and chair pads. 40% off all mattress protectors, tuffers and underlays. VIP save 30% off all flannelette bed linen. So throw it, arrange it and rearrange it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Step 1 said hooroo to these grundies and reinvented underwear. They have a 3D pouch that fits every man perfectly. They're made of bamboo, breathes easy, wicks away sweat. Pull out your device and go to step1.live. Step 1, off to bingo. Gee whiz, I'm not wearing pants.
Escape to a better home loan. With great rates like this and home loan specialists you can trust, People's Choice can help set you free. Call 13 11 82, visit us in branch or online.
Welcome back to 7's Afternoon News. Now let's recap our top stories. Childcare will now be free for parents who continue working during the coronavirus pandemic, with the federal government outlining a plan to keep centres running. The coronavirus outbreak at Adelaide Airport has worsened, with 17 cases now confirmed. And a Mitcham chemist has started taking customers' temperatures after the area was named South Australia's coronavirus hotbed. Australian scientists have begun testing vaccines that could protect the world against COVID-19. CSIRO researchers are using ferrets in preclinical trials, as Chanel Vella explains.
In this high-containment biosecurity lab, 2 COVID-19 vaccines are being tested, and these Aussie scientists are working as quickly as possible.
These developments have obviously taken us a much shorter period of time to actually get to this point. Normally it takes around about 1 to 2 years to get to here, and we've in fact actually shortened this to a short period of a couple of months.
The Geelong-based team from the CSIRO were testing the vaccines on ferrets before they moved to human trials.
We knew from the work that we had done with SARS previously that that ferrets could well be a very suitable animal model, and it is very important that we do some level of screening in an animal model before any vaccine goes into humans.
And that could happen in a matter of months. The vaccines were developed by the University of Oxford and a pharmaceutical company in the US. It's the job of the CSIRO to see if they work.
So I see us starting to get some results, probably around June will be the time when we're starting to generate results, and that we can be able to announce to the international community what our findings are.
But while they do their best to eradicate the disease, their advice to the world is stay at home.
Those public health measures need to be held in place until we are actually safe with vaccines that can in fact actually eradicate or at least control fairly systematically this disease and outbreak.
Chanel Vella, 7 News.
Let's check finance now with Tom Petrovski at ComSec. Good afternoon there, Tom. So the share market retreated today.
It did, Rosanna. It was down by around 3.6% at one stage, a pretty sizable loss. Managed to recover a little bit towards the end. It finished down by around 2%, but the real weight on the market today was the big lenders. They were all down in the order of around 4 to 5%. There are a lot of questions being asked about the sustainability of their dividends, which are so important at the current time, given where interest rates are. But we also saw big improvements for childcare providers after the Prime Minister announced that the government will be footing the bill for childcare for families as of this Sunday. So G8 Education and Think Healthcare soared today. They were up in the order of around 30%, and the Aussie dollar just a little bit weaker. It's trading at around 60.4 US cents.
As always, thank you very much, Tom. Now, he's best known as the creator of a show about nothing, and Larry David had some pretty good advice for anyone doing too much when they should be self-isolating.
You're passing up a fantastic opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to stay in the house, sit on the couch and watch TV. I mean, I don't know how you're passing that up. Well, Maybe because you're not that bright.
The Seinfeld co-creator called anyone who isn't doing the right thing an idiot. Harsh but pretty fair, I'd say, huh, Theo?
He was the basis for George Costanza. So for a man that hates people so much, isolation is absolutely perfect.
And you know all about Seinfeld, don't you? Because
as much as you. I know you're a big fan.
No, I don't. Everyone's talking about footy memberships. What's going to happen?
Well, people want to know if the games aren't on, what happens, whether they get their money back. But the good news is here in South Australia, fans are sticking by the clubs. No one wants their money back just yet. We just hope they get to see some footy as the season rolls on. Also coming up, homeschooling with a difference. Olympic boxer Sky Nicholson tunes up with some help from mum and dad. And Liverpool turns to online yoga classes to stay in shape, but it's not everyone's cup of tea.
With each announcement comes more confusion.
Our future is very uncertain.
That's why every night at 7 p.m, The Latest answers all your critical questions.
This downward trend may actually continue.
New hope for workers, the leading experts.
An enormous amount of money and relief for so many Australians.
What you need to know. Michael Usher and Melissa Doyle bring you The Latest every night at 7.
What? Oh, we've got to tell everyone. Hey, Gracie! Did you know some health insurers are run for profit?
Oh, what?
That's bonkers. Oh, what a quackish.
Sure is. Join HBF today.
What's the difference between sultanas and currants?
I have no idea.
Why don't they just call them dried grapes? I mean, a dried apricot is called a dried apricot. If a currant gets old, is it still currant?
Baker's Delight. Nice and simple.
Portside Mitsubishi's huge demo sale is on now. Drive away in an ASX ES Auto now $24,990. Eclipse Cross Black Edition Auto now $28,990. Drive away. Huge demo savings continue. Triton GLX 4x4 Auto now $33,990. Drive away. Triton GLS Auto now $41,990. Drive away. And Pajero GLX Auto now $46,990. Drive away. So don't go anywhere. Don't buy anything. Don't sign anything until you've checked out Portside Mitsubishi.
Come home to Springwood. A better environment. A better community. A better childhood. A better lifestyle. A better choice. A better home. Springwood in Gawler. A better place to live. Experience better for yourself. Visit today. myspringwood.com.au.
Woolworths are open for our customers all over Australia, thanks to the dedication of our team members. And as we rely on each other as never before, our customers continue to show remarkable patience and understanding, while our team members continue to go above and beyond to provide what our customers need. To all of you, we say thank you.
Eclipse Chewing Mint?
Thanks.
You look fresher.
Don't be ridiculous.
Eclipse Chewy Mints.
These undies make you chafe. And these, as well as these. Chafing is horrible. These are step ones. The inventors of no chafe underwear. They've got these lycra panels between the legs, which means no more chafing. You buy them at step1.life and never chafe again.
Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me is a classic album by which band?
Kiss?
Stop the clock. What'd you say?
The Chase, weekdays at 5 on 7.
Hello again, and both the Crows and Power say at this stage none of their faithful members have asked for refunds, but that could change as the lockout drags on. As it stands, watching every Crows game from general admission is $260, while a reserve seat will cost you almost $100 more. The top-tier membership nearly cracks $800, while Port Adelaide fans can catch every game for a minimum of $220 for adults, and as you get up in quality, the price hits above $500, with the most die-hard supporter forking out $675 for the club's top package. An AFL coaching staff around Australia are looking for work while waiting for the season to restart. St Kilda's Aaron Hamill's dived back into a family business.
Back on the job, Aaron Hamill doesn't mind being bossed around.
I do what I'm told, Steve-o, on the job, mate. I'm okay with the shovel, but to
Takes me a while to get back into it, but yeah, it's something that I enjoy. I've had an interest for a long time in the construction industry.
Only 12 days ago he was coaching for the Saints. Now he's in the family business.
It's been a family business in Melbourne for 10 or 12 years. My brother Lawrence generally does the day-to-day running of it, but it gives me a good little balance with footy.
Stood down along with 80% of staff at St Kilda. Hamill says it's been a major adjustment.
Significant. It's affecting a lot of livelihoods, and certainly the footy industry is taking a big hit.
Lessening the blow is regular catch-ups driven by coach Brett Ratton.
We caught up as a group last night online and had a beer with Rats in the footy department just to check in. So that's the main thing. Footy's almost a backseat at the moment.
Mark Stevens, 7 News.
A beer online, eh? Well, with the Tokyo Olympics delayed for 12 months, athletes are being forced to find new ways to train. Pole vaulter Nina Kennedy is no different. She resets for the 2021 Games.
Athletes are resetting with the Tokyo Olympics delayed.
I don't think any athlete has quite got their mind around it just yet. You know, like I said, I don't really know how to feel. Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I happy?
Nina Kennedy had all but qualified for the Games, but she knew the world health crisis would have the final say.
When the Australian, team had pulled out, I think then I realised that they're not going ahead.
Planning and preparation has been thrown upside down for the 22-year-old.
All the work I put in over the last year especially, and all the years before that, it's sad to see that not go to something this year.
I think for sure this is going to knock them all around a little bit.
Coach Paul Burgess believes the break could work to the advantage of his pole vaulting team.
I believe in the athletes that even if they've qualified now, it's not wasted. They're good enough to do it again. I'm confident that the athletes that would have been there this year will be ready next year and hopefully better. We're going to have to be pretty creative at, video chats and stuff like that, and coming up with workouts in the comfort of their own home.
Tokyo 2021, a new date, a new mindset.
I guess 2020 has been in everyone's head, so to change that, it's a bit weird, but yeah, we're going to have to get used to it.
Mark Reddings, 7 News.
Well, Commonwealth Games boxing champion Skye Nicholson will continue training as normal at her parents' house in their full-sized ring. Skye qualified for Tokyo a month ago, and the 24-year-old says nothing will stop her creating history.
Gold medal. Top of the podium, our first ever for Australia. We've never had a gold Olympic boxing medal.
The postponed games will start on July 23 next year. Well, as you saw earlier, the world's oldest tennis tournament, Wimbledon, has been cancelled for the first time since World War II. The decision was made during an emergency board meeting of the All England club overnight. Officials will instead concentrate on using their resources to help communities deal with the pandemic.
Just hope that, we find a solution sooner or later so we don't go through this again next year. But for now, this was inevitable, unfortunately.
8-time champion Roger Federer says the news is, of course, devastating. Well, racing now, and leading jockey James McDonald has an outstanding book of rides for day one of the championships at Randwick on Saturday. McDonald has the favourite in 2 of the 4 Group 1 races, Castelvecchio in the Australian Derby and Nature Strip in the TJ Smith Stakes, as racing pushes on.
I've obviously got the prize money cut in half, which is fair enough in the times we're living in.
The $1.5 million Doncaster Mile is the highlight of day one. The championships are live and free here on 7 on Saturday. With Liverpool waiting to see if they can resume their march towards a drought-breaking Premier League title, manager Jurgen Klopp is getting the team together for online yoga sessions while the UK is in lockdown, but it's not everyone's cup of tea.
It's a bit early, Scully.
Put this in time.
Premier League bosses say the season can't resume until it's safe and appropriate to do so. Talks over potential player pay cuts are ongoing. And F1 star Dan Ricciardo has found the perfect way to pass time while in isolation, setting a variety of challenges to fellow athletes. He's got cricket star Marcus Stoinis and snowboard champ Scotty James in on the act with David Attenborough impersonations.
He loves to play activities, roam around.
Let's try to interview some of them and get a real close look at these fine, beautiful sheep.
clearly, it's not bad. Dan does his best work, I think, on the racetrack. Rosanna, the best David Attenborough impersonation I've ever seen was Tim Ludeman, former player for the Strikers, outstanding. And boxing at home. Most people
I know,
at
she's got an entire
great.
boxing ring. I couldn't believe that. Not a bad setup at all.
Parents, not great there.
But you know what? We've all got to do something to pass the time, don't we, Theo?
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Do stay with us. We'll have the dogs learning new tricks as puppy school moves online next, and Amelia will have the latest weather forecast.
So, are we ready? Yes. Yes. Release the hound.
Pooch Perfect is fun for the entire family. Does your best mate love Pooch Perfect too?
Arr! You were supposed to do the arr because you're the dog.
You'd be barking mad to miss this.
Arr! That's what you have one line.
Thursday family fun for everyone. And we do mean everyone.
You like that one?
Rebel Wilson's Pooch Perfect. Tonight at 8 on 7.
Create your home dream with the latest edits from Carpet Court. Play it up with different colour combinations like roller blinds in apple fizz and latest hard floors in white oak. Or you can go Euro style with terrazzo hybrid tiles. Match with luxurious carpet in teal. Carpet Court has all the latest carpet, flooring and blinds matched to this season's must-have edits, so you can live the dream. Carpet Court. Dream it, style it, live it.
I'd like a bar of chocolate, please.
Your change.
Happy birthday, Mum.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
These are step 1 underwear. They have these lacquer panels between the legs, which means no more chafing. Go to step1.live and buy the best underwear in the world. No, really. Better than baguette, better than cheese.
This is how legends are made.
The legendary Toyota Supra is back. Experience the exhilaration for yourself. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
The last time we did this, the place went nuts.
Burns for Blinds massive 5-day sale.
5 days, 500 blinds saved to 50%. Indoor blinds, outdoor blinds, cafe blinds, roller shutters and security doors.
Burns for Blinds massive save to 50% sale.
People are saving a fortune on their blinds. These aren't just any blinds.
These are quality Burns for Blinds. Nobody beats Burns for Blinds.
Save to 50% sale. Phone Burns for Blinds now.
5 to get in 19 seconds, but he's really going to have the motor.
Umpire.
Correct.
Scotland.
Correct.
Hamilton.
Correct.
18.
Dave. Correct.
Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me is a classic album by which band?
Kiss.
Stop the clock. What'd you say?
The Chase, weekdays at 5 on 7.
Good afternoon, it's Savannah here with a check of your roads, and there are urgent gas works to keep in mind in Broadview on Hampstead Road near Muller Road, so please exercise caution and patience in the area. Then a massive reminder, the Hyson tunnels will be closed this Friday from 7 p.m. Detours will be available, but make sure you're planning ahead. Celebrate Easter with Baker's Delight hot cross buns, handcrafted fresh every morning. Drop by your local Baker's Delight to pick up a hot cross bun 6-pack today. Back to you, Rosanna.
Thank you. Now the RSPCA in Queensland's changing the way it operates to cope with the coronavirus lockdown with the launch of virtual puppy training. Plenty have taken up the service so their dogs don't miss out.
You can literally get ready at home, so set up your camera at home, just make sure it's pointing at you and your dog so we can see what you're doing, and we'll be coaching you the whole way.
Trainers say they could stick with the virtual training well into the future. Let's get a check of the weather now. And Amelia, sunny today, but not for long.
No, Rosanna, a strong change is on the way, so enjoy the last of the blue skies because we've got a pretty wintry weekend ahead. In the city, not only has it been a lovely sunny day, it's been warm too. We hit a top of 25 this afternoon. Clear skies led to a cool start though. Our low was 11.5 just after 6 a.m. Going around the grounds, and sunny in Perth as well at the moment, currently 23. Also sunny in Brisbane, 26, but it's a soggy day in the other eastern capitals as a rain band sits along the coast. Sydney's had a couple of millimetres, Melbourne's had 6, Canberra's up to 20 and Hobart's had around 35 as a trough and low hover around the area. We've got a ridge of high pressure, keeping conditions fine for now, but it'll weaken with a cold front set to clear across the south tomorrow, followed by a second front that night. Now, it'll leave some icy air from the Southern Ocean in its wake. Across our far north, strong winds are likely to whip up dust tomorrow with that front moving across from the west during the day. It'll also lead to showers developing across the agricultural area, and they're almost a certainty the further south you go. Even thunderstorms are likely with and following the passage of that front too. 21's the forecast top for Port Lincoln, 29 for Port Augusta and Renmark, 23 for Clare and Victor Harbour, 25 for Kadina and for Mount Gambier. With a wintry blast ahead, our sheep graziers in some districts are on notice, and we're expecting strong winds about coastal areas tomorrow as well, including out on metro waters. In the city, down to 15 degrees overnight, then up to 23 tomorrow. We're expecting to hit that top just before the change. It's due around lunchtime. We could see showers any time from then to maybe the odd rumble in the city as well. Up to 15 millimetres is possible, and once that front clears through, it'll be cold. The temperature isn't likely to go higher than 17 on Saturday. So, Rosanna, break out the winter warmers. We're not going anywhere, so I guess Ugg boots perhaps?
Sounds perfect to me. Thank you very much, Amelia. And that's all from the afternoon news team. Jane will have our next bulletin at 6 and the evening news as well. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
Hey, Mum, guess what? George and I are going on a TV show.
You might find nice 2 girls on the show.
The renovation show, Mum, not a dating show.
Get a wife and get a life, both of you.
Now, these 2 boys are all grown up and finally leaving home.
This is my place.
But do they have the skills?
Never made a bit in my life.
To cut it on house rules.
They wanted luxury and glamour. You got luxury and glamour.
Let's go! They've got the one thing.
We're going to be doing everything in our power to try and win.
You can't win without.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
A hunger to win.
I'm hungry. Hello?
Finished yet?
I really got to get stuck into this work.
Pressure's really starting to get to them.
But could these 2 boys...
This is a couple of bachelors, and yet this seems very sophisticated.
...grow up to become house rules champions?
I love that!
Blown away.
Oh, my Lord, boys. The decorating is great.
They are a team to watch.
And just wait till they come home to their dream.
Are you kidding? It's amazing.
No.
Oh, wow.
These are TV's most inspiring reveals. Welcome to High Stakes, only on 7. It's here, Monday at 7.
These 4 strangers must work as a team to win thousands of dollars, but standing in their